Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, we have Mayor Eric Adams going up against The View. Now, Mayor Eric Adams definitely brings up a lot of really interesting points. And, you know, he pushes back a little bit with The View and the View push back as well. But I just appreciate when people from either opposing sides or the same side can just sit down and have the conversation, okay? Let's just be honest, okay? So, without being said, we're getting right into it. Mayor Eric Adams, The View, let's rock!
Donald Trump secured another 4 years in the White House, but what are the ramifications of a Trump election for blue states like New York, particularly here? So today, to give us his specific take, is New York City Mayor Eric Adams. How do you do?
Thank you. First, I want to say congratulations. I hope my son saw the proposal because I need some grandchildren. He needs to get married. You know?
I don't think that was on camera.
In the audience. We had a proposal this morning.
It was lovely.
Right. So let's get right to, you heard us talking about RFK Jr. being the head of HHS. What do you think about that appointment?
The executives will nominate and bring in those who they believe will move their vision forward. And everything from the fluoride issue, I believe we should have fluoride in the water based on what my experts are telling me. But let's be clear, we have a real problem with our food in our country. And we need to watch what we're feeding our children. And
what is the major problem, do you think?
Too much hormones. You know, many people know my, you know, I almost lost my sight with diabetes. The doctor told me I would be blind in a year. I was going to lose my fingers and toes. And it was my food. It wasn't my DNA. It was my dinner.
But JFK Jr. RFK Jr. ate some pork and now he has a brain worm. Is he the person that should be in charge of that?
Yeah, well, let's
food?
Right. And let's understand this also. In all of these agencies, there are thousands of employees and experts that understand these topics, and there are rules, there are regulations.
Mayor, a lot of them want to resign. When they see some of the people that are going to be on top, I think there's going to be a mass exodus of people who have the institutional knowledge and the institutional memory in DOD,
well, I would hope so
at HHS. Who wants to work under our cook?
And let me respond to that. If we love our country, then no one individual should take us away from our mission.
Yes.
If you dedicated your life to a particular place, I dedicated my life to law enforcement. So if a new commissioner came in that I disagreed with, I was not going to say, I'm going to resign. Let's love the country. Let's love our cities. Let's get away from the rhetoric of the professionalism that we know. Those are experts in this. They're going to look at his proposal, do a real analysis, and make these decisions. It happens every day.
Shouldn't he have a background at least? He should have some kind of background in this type of thing.
Let me just... Okay, so Mayor, when Trump returns to office, he will actually have a lot of power with the Republican-controlled Senate and House. He suggested at times using the National Guard to target the enemy within, and key members of his last administration called him a fascist. But you've defended him. Can you explain?
No, I defended the rhetoric that we're using across our country and what our children are listening to and what we're doing. We've reached a point in this country where we no longer want to engage in...
You know, I got to stop Eric Adams right there because that's a part of it, right? Saying that he said something that he really didn't, right? And now, granted, that's what he says. He said he didn't say it. Now, can we find a clip where he said it? Possibly. But again, he's saying he didn't say it. So we got to take him at face value. We got to trust this brother didn't say it, right? And that is a part of it. To stop saying that you said something when you really didn't. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Back to the video.
Conversation. They were even calling him Hitler. That's an insult.
That was only his vice president.
That was an insult. That was an insult to the millions of Jews and others who died. We know what Hitler did. And what I said to our country, when I'm on the streets talking to my young people who are protesting on college campuses, wearing Hamas signs and calling for the destructions of groups, I said, we have to bring down this rhetoric. We have to start engaging in conversation. You know, Obama said it right, and I agree. This is not the divided state. This is the United States. We're the greatest country on the globe, and people are watching us and name calling.
But do you think Trump should have brought down the rhetoric? Because
everybody should.
Well, let's start at the top then, because maybe it trickles down.
Everybody should. Everybody.
What in the world? What is going on? Like, what is the fascination with? I'm not even. Yo, have you guys heard me mention Trump this entire maybe I did. Maybe I forgot. Or maybe I just mentioned them. I don't know. But I but because I do react to a lot of videos, right? But come on, it's not always about Trump. And I have to agree with the mayor. It's not about him. It's about us getting it together, doing the right things. Yes, he has the responsibility 100%, right? Once he steps in office, 1000%, right? All eyes are on him. But come on, like every 10 seconds, it's his responsibility. What about him? Like, why do we continuously have to bring that man up? That's what I want to know. Maybe it's just me. Let me know if y'all agree with me.
Mayor, I want to thank you for your remarks after October 7th, calling out anti-Semitism, which has been on the rise in the United States. I thought it was very powerful. Now, the country is unpacking the results of the election.
Yes.
The vice president won New York, but by 12 points as opposed to Joe Biden's 23-point margin. That was a significant move to the right in New York State. What do you attribute and you actually stated that you think you said the far left agenda is backfiring. What do you attribute the decline in support among Democrats in New York to, and what are Democrats getting wrong?
Well, okay, first I want to go back to your original comment. I was calling for the dismantling of hate in our country. Our Sikhs who are being attacked, LGBTQ members are being attacked, African Americans, Jews. I say let's dismantle the hate. And what you saw in this city, in this election, where you saw a shift and the city becoming, and the state becoming redder, is because we stopped talking about working class people issues. When mom and pops are afraid, I can't pay my college tuition, the rent is too damn high, healthcare is too expensive. We stopped talking to everyday New Yorkers and Americans. When I'm in the street talking to them, they're not asking me, Eric, tell me about fascism. They're talking about finance. They're not talking about Hitler. They're talking about housing.
Thank you. Thank you. Literally. They're not talking about, oh, well, what about fascism? Or what about, this is how I feel this day, or this is how I feel that day. They literally, 50 said it so good. 50 Cent said this so good. I think I said this in my previous video. When you're broke, right? You don't have time to act like this, right? You don't have time to say, oh, what about this? What about that? You're broke. You're poor. You got to pay the bills. That's all you're focused on. I got to work another shift. I don't got time. Bye. I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. They're coming up to him talking about stuff like that. I can't afford my groceries. I can't pay my rent. That's why the state became redder. They don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's have the conversation. Let's open up the conversation. But they don't want to have that conversation. They don't want to have that discussion, unfortunately. And it shows. It shows and again, this is not a view bashing channel. Okay. This is not a view bashing channel. This is not what this is. If they literally acknowledge, which I think I seen one time, I forgot who it was, but just acknowledge the fact that, hey, look, this is what happened. These were the results, right? If you want to go back to the election, which happened, weeks ago, sure, we could talk about that, right? But we're moved on from that now, right? So anyway, enough of my rant. Let me know if you guys agree with me. Back to the video.
We need to talk to everyday working class people, and we stopped doing that. And those are the issues that they are afraid of. They're afraid of the future of their children.
But the Democratic Party was addressing most of those issues with the infrastructure bill, for example, and keeping Medicare and Social Security safe. Why would they vote for the party that will hurt them? I didn't get that.
Well, part of the business of campaigning is getting your message out and being clear on your message. Even the experts in their party were saying, get back to the message. What are we doing for everyday people in the country? And that's the same thing happened in 2022. When I got elected in 2022, I stated that, listen, we need to be talking about crime in this country. They ignored it. We lost the election. During 2023, I said, we had to deal with this migrant and asylum seeker issue. It was on the top 1 or 2 issues in the country. We ignored it. We have to go back and talk to those issues that people are worried about.
All right, guys, let me know what you think about Mayor Eric Adams' take here. Now, personally, my opinion is I think he got it right. 90% of what he said, I agree with. Right? Because ultimately, it's not just about that man, right? It's not just about him. It's about how can we all collectively help each other? How can we all collectively get better? No matter what party you're in, no matter what, right? So at the end of the day, that's all it is. That's all we want to do. We all just want to get better. right? Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Make sure you slap the like button and hit the subscribe button for more. Till next time, peace out.